All right, this is going to be Sous Vide Egg Bites Part 2. And this one's going to be Mexican style. And what we got here is 12 eggs, salt and pepper's already in there. I'm going to add these, that's green onion, the bottom of green onion. I'm going to add that. I'm going to add this chorizo sausage, and I've got some more sitting off to the side here if that's not enough. And I'm going to add this, this is pepper jack cheese. Now, the last one we used Gruyere, and Gruyere goes so nice with eggs. However, it's really hard to find and it's really expensive. So, to each their own. We couldn't find any more Gruyere except for the stuff in the deli sliced, and that was stupid expensive. So we made one batch with that. I'm going to make this batch with pepper jack. It's really my favorite cheese anyway, but I think the Gruyere pairs with eggs better. And we're going to do 3 ounces of cream cheese. So I'm going to take all of that, I'm going to throw it in here, and I'm going to hit it with the immersion blender. I'm not going to put the onions in until after I hit it with the immersion blender. Okay, in the videos that I watched, they didn't talk about the density of the sous vide egg bites. And there's a lot of things that can cause the density to be more or less. If you want something real light, fluffy, and airy, then you put all your ingredients in a blender or use an immersion blender like I did. Blend the heck out of it and whip a lot of air into it. In my personal opinion, that's the way it should be done. Everybody else that I look at says that, you know, the ones that are fluffy and airy are the better ones, kind of like a souffle texture. But to each their own. Some people want one more dense. If you want one more dense, either don't use the blender and whip it by hand, or you can use the blender and then let it sit for a while and let all the air get out of it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this again with the immersion blender to whip more air into it, and then I'm going to put it right into the jars and right into the sous vide so that I keep that air in there and that mine are light and airy and fluffy. Okay, so here we are ready to go with the Mexican ones. We've got the chorizo down in the bottom of the cups. We've got the green onion down in the bottom of the cup. And I'm going to take the egg mixture and I'm going to pour it over top of this up to that line. Up to that line is almost perfectly 1 egg per cup in these 4-ounce cups. So I've got 12 jars here. I've used 12 eggs. It should work nearly perfect. It also, of course, is going to depend on how much stuff you have in the bottom of your jar. Once I get the egg in the jars, I'm going to take the rings and the lids, put them on, and I'm just going to fingertip tighten them. You don't want them any tighter than that. I don't know how well I can do this one-handed, but you definitely want to make sure before you put anything inside your cup that you grease it up in some way or another. Use butter, use oil, ghee, spray nonstick, you know, whatever you want to use, but make sure you get it all over the jar, on the inside of the jar, real good. Because if you don't, you're going to have a fun time trying to get these things out when they're done cooking. Ghee is a good thing to use. Well, you know, if you want to go keto approved, you know what to use. You know, ghee or oil, bacon grease, you know, anything of that nature. All right. Here is the Mexican style sous vide egg bites. So we're going to take these. We're going to take the bacon ones we made last time, and we're going to do a comparison between the two, see which ones are better. All right, we got 1 bacon and 1 chorizo. We're going to taste them and tell y'all which one's the best. That's what they look like cut open. All right, so I guess we have a draw, because just like I figured, my wife liked the bacon and Gruyere better, and I like the chorizo better. I will say, in my opinion, we did not have enough Gruyere in the bacon and Gruyere, and not enough cream cheese in the chorizo.